Hey guys, so we're here with a little quick video. We literally just got back from CreepyCon Knoxville,
Yep.
so keep an eye out for that video.
Yep.
But in the meantime, we have the horror movie challenge.
Yes, we were tagged by Jay and Val from Jay and Valing Around, one of our YouTube friends, which we did see at CreepyCon, and it was great to see you guys.
Yep.
They tagged us in this horror challenge. They gave us a list of different genres of horror, and we're going to name our favorites. And some of them are very, very random genres. So this was really fun. I'm so glad that they tagged us in this.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't follow them, please go follow Jay and Valing Around. They have some really amazing content. They go to some really cool places, so definitely check out what they see and what they do.
All right, with that being said, we're going to get into this list.
Yep.
And keep in mind, this is our favorite. We're not saying it's the best of the genre.
Yeah.
We're saying it's our favorites of the genre.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to start this off with favorite black and white horror film.
Favorite black and white horror film?
Yeah.
Yours is...
Well, I had a couple, but I have to stick with the original Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
That, to me, is the ultimate black and white horror film.
I think I would have to go with the old Dracula, black and white Dracula, just because that's like horror starting and gives you that kind of old school vibe, and it gives you that creepiness of that black and white, and I really love that one.
All right. Second is a favorite vampire movie.
Favorite vampire movie?
So I went with a classic because it is my favorite vampire movie, The Lost Boys.
I would have to say my favorite vampire movie is a more recent movie. I love The Lost Boys, but Abigail. Something about Abigail, when I had seen it, I had fallen in love with it, and I watched it so many times since that is definitely my favorite at this moment. But, you know, second is Lost Boys.
All right, next will be favorite werewolf film.
This was a hard one for me.
Yeah,
so
there's not a lot of horror, like werewolf movies out there as many as there are like zombies and vampires.
Yeah. Like my favorite werewolves are from my favorite werewolves are from... God, you're gonna have to fix this. I just drew a blank. Vampire Diaries. Sorry. He doesn't have to edit it. Okay. My favorite werewolves are from Vampire Diaries, but obviously that's TV show. So I went with a little bit out of the box. It's not so much horror, but nostalgic for me, and that would have to be Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf. I love that with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
And it's something I watched when I was younger, and I absolutely love Teen Wolf.
I mean, that definitely counts. It's about a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I also went out of the box on this and said Dog Soldiers. So not a lot of people talk about that film and how great it is as a werewolf movie in a very small field of werewolf movies. And I know a lot of you hate us for not saying anything an American Werewolf, but again, these are our favorites.
Yes.
All right, next up, this was hard. Paranormal horror movie.
All right, so paranormal. I have to say my favorite paranormal would be Insidious.
That's a good
Has
one.
paranormal elements, and that is one of those movies I watched with my best friend. She fell asleep on the couch, and I was actually scared to drive home. I was like looking in my rear view. It was like late at night. Practically watched it. I was under the covers in her house, like just like looking, and there's something about the Insidious that just scared me, and I love that movie.
That's a good one. I love the Hell House franchise. But, again, this is my favorite. Hell House Part 2, The Abaddon Hotel. I just feel like that's the best one in the franchise. It captures a lot, especially throwing in YouTubers investigating the house. I just felt like it brought more to the table than the first one did, but that's not to knock the first one at all.
Yep.
All right. Favorite zombie movie?
Favorite zombie movie. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Return of the Living Dead. If any of you know us,
Yeah, if you've seen
obviously,
this channel,
that's our favorite.
that's our
It's
favorite.
what brought us together. It's just something very classic. I used to watch it as a child, and it got me into horror movies. So that is number 1 on my list of all horror.
All right, next up, favorite exorcism movie.
So I had some trouble. I mean, obviously, you'd want us to say something like Exorcist, but I was thinking of The Conjuring because there's an exorcism, and I really love the Conjuring movies and that whole story of Ed and Lorraine and all of that. So I'm really into The Conjuring, and I'd have to say that's my favorite exorcism movie.
And my favorite, most people say these are zombie films, and they are not. Wreck 2. The first one, I know you're all out there going, wait, that is a zombie movie. They did a remake called Quarantine. Well, they didn't remake the sequel. And the sequel to the original explains that they are demons, not zombies, and you have to exorcise them. Yep. And that twist on something that you thought was a zombie film, which is really a plague, a demonic plague, is something new and a huge twist and changes the entire franchise. So, Wreck 2 for me on favorite exorcism.
Good choice. Good choice.
Favorite sci-fi horror.
Okay. Favorite sci-fi horror is Fire in the Sky. Fire in the Sky, another movie that got me. I would walk outside by myself, be looking up. I don't want to be abducted. And it's based on a true story, and it's very realistic. So that got me.
I think that got everybody when it came out.
It did. It really did.
For me, it's not just favorite. I qualify it as horror, but it's my favorite sci-fi film of all time. Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat with Tom Cruise. I just think that is a 10 out of 10 film. The Groundhog Day aspect of it, to something of a war against aliens, and as absolutely my favorite sci-fi horror film that has been out. Psychological horror movie.
So psychological horror, I had a lot of trouble choosing this one.
Yeah.
And I just went with the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know if you would classify it as a psychological horror, but The Room 1408. 1408, not Room. 1408.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Room. But 1408, that came to my mind when you said psychological horror, and I really love that movie.
I was basic with this one because I really couldn't think of one that topped it. The Silence of the Lambs. Again, it's a 10 out of 10 film. I actually think it's better than Seven, another great psychological horror film. But for me, it will always be The Silence of the Lambs. All right, favorite holiday-themed horror movie?
I would have to say Terrifier 3. I probably would have chosen something else, but I'm just obsessed with the whole Terrifier. I mean, it's got the body horror, it's got the gore, it's got the jump scares, it's just got everything, and it's got the Christmas element, and it's just, to me, that's my right now favorite holiday horror movie, Terrifier 3. Plus the cast is so amazing that, how could you not love it?
Yeah, I mean, you go to any con, everyone's dressed up as Art the Clown, as Santa.
Yep.
So, yes. Yep. I went with a classic, just because Michael Myers is my favorite horror icon, and that is Halloween, the original Halloween. The introduction of that theme song, your first introduction to Michael Myers. I watch it every year in October. I've done that all my life, so for me, that will always be the original Halloween.
To put in a little thing, The Worst Witch is actually my favorite holiday movie. I know it's not hard, I wanted to put that, but The Worst Witch is that's my favorite holiday movie ever.
All right. Favorite creature feature horror movie?
So my favorite creature feature film is The Fly.
Uh,
I love that. Again, another classic, old school film that just, it never gets old.
Now we're talking about the Jeff Goldblum.
The Jeff Goldblum Fly.
Okay.
Yes, the
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum one.
That
Love
could also be in there for favorite body horror.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
I went with The Thing. I know it's technically sci-fi horror, but the creature itself, seeing its form, especially with the dogs, especially at the end with Kurt Russell, to me, this is my favorite creature feature.
It's a good one.
So,
And we have a mystery category.
mystery category.
And we have decided to do
Favorite found footage horror movie.
yes. Now, before I met him, I was not a fan of found footage. I didn't like it. It made me sick, made me nauseous, and he introduced me to Hell House. And I absolutely fell in love with that. But that's not my favorite. Since I started watching Hell House, I've been introduced to a lot more found footage. So I'd have to say Grave Encounters is my absolute favorite. It just has the elements of, you know, kind of like the Ghost Adventures thing with the found footage, and it's just, I mean, I could watch that over and over again. There was a lot of other runner-ups, actually, too, that I have enjoyed and that we have had in this house over and over and over again. but that is my top pick.
This was the hardest question, because if anybody watches this, you know found footage is my favorite horror genre. But breaking it down, I have to go with what gave me an experience, and that is the original Cloverfield. I think it was released in 2009. I went opening night, and the way that is filmed, the mystery of it, and J.J. Abrams is a master at doing trailers and keeping everything a secret till you watch it. Seeing that creature revealed, seeing it come down in that final act and just stare at you close up and then attack, that was amazing. So for me, I think Cloverfield will always be my favorite. Although Deadstream gave it a good run for its money.
Again, over and over in the house.
I mean,
it's a good one.
Deadstream and Late Night with the Devil, I've probably watched repeatedly since they've
Deadstream's
released.
a good one. If you guys haven't seen that one, definitely check that one out.
So
that's our top horror
top.
movie.
We are going to tag people in this video and hopefully see what their lists are.
Yeah, so if we tag you in this challenge, please, you know, put it out there. We'd love to see what your top horror movies are.
But until next time, stay tuned for our adventure at CreepyCon.
Yes.
Until then, we'll see you guys around.
Bye.